Now I'm going to explain the code and the architecture behind my website called Tripify. Tripify is a modern travel booking and planning platform built using React, TypeScript, Tailwind, CSS, and the external travel APIs, the application programming interface. The goal of the project is to create a clean, scalable, and user-friendly system for booking flights, hotels, and viewing travel deals. I will walk through how the application starts, how routing works, how the backend API fetches real travel data, how the user interface components are structured, and how styling and configuration are handled. I will start with the index.html file, which is the entry point of the entire application. This file defines the basic HTML structure and the metadata for the website. Inside the head section, I've included the search engine optimization and social media meta tags, such as the page title, description, open graph, tags, and Twitter card data. These help the website look professional when shared on social platforms and improve discoverability. The most important part is inside the body. You see this code? This is where the React application is mounted. Below that, I load the main React entry file using this script type code. This tells Witty to load the React app and inject it to the root DB. From this point onward, React takes full control of the user interface. Next is app.css, which contains global styles applied to the entire application. Here I define layout rules for the root container, such as max width, centering, and padding. I also included reusable utility styles for cards, logos, animations, and hover effects. There's also a logo spin animation and media query handling reduced motion preferences, which improves accessibility. This file works alongside Tailwind CSS and handles any custom global behavior that doesn't fit into utility classes. The app.tsx file is the core of the front-end application. Here I set up several global providers, like a React query provider for managing API data and caching, and then tool tip and toast providers for user interface feedbacks, browser router for client side routing, and the root provider for authentication state. Inside the root section, I define all application routes like homepage, flights, hotel, deals, authentication page, dashboard, and error handling with not found route. Each route points to a separate page content. This keeps the code modular and allows the application to behave like a real multi-page website, even though it's technically a single-page application. This structure makes the app scalable and easy to maintain. Now I will explain one of the backend API files which handles flight deals. This file uses Exos to communicate with the Amadeus Travel API, which provides real-world flight data. First, I handle authentication using OAuth. The API requires an access token, so I implemented a token catching system. The token is only refreshed when it expires, which improves the performance and avoids unnecessary API calls. Then the Amadeus fetch function builds a request dynamically using query parameters like origin, price, and departure data. In the main handler function, I validate the request like normalize airport codes like New York Airport to GF John Kennedy International Airport, gracefully handle API errors, return fallback responses if the external service is temporarily unavailable. So this ensures the app doesn't crash and still provides a good user experience even when the API fails. Next, I will explain one of the user interface components the CTA section, the call to action section. This component is designed to encourage users to sign up or download the app. It uses Tailwind CSS for layout and styling, Lucid icons for visuals, and React router links for navigation. The layout includes a headline with gradient text, a short description, action buttons, and the social proof statistics like user count and ratings. This component demonstrates reusable design, clean separation of concerns, and responsive layout principles. The deal section displays promotional offers in a structured and animated way. Instead of hard-coding the user interface repeatedly, I defined a deal array and used a map function to dynamically render each card. Each deal includes title, discount, icon, background gradient. This approach makes the component scalable. Adding a new deal only requires adding a new object to the array, not rewriting the user interface code. The Tailwind the .config file defines the design system for the entire app. Here I customized fonts, border radius, animations like shimmer and glow, shadow styles, background gradients. This ensures consistent branding and makes the user interface feel instead of repeating CSS values everywhere, everything is centralized and reusable. Finally, the package JavaScript object defines the project's dependencies and scripts. It includes React and React Router, Tailwind CSS, UI user interface libraries like Redux, data tools like React Query, Exos for API calls, TypeScript for type safety. This script allows me to run the app locally, build for production, and preview it before deployment. To conclude, Tripify is a full-stack modern web application built with scalability, performance, and user experience in mind. It combines front-end architecture, back-end API, clean user interface design, and real-world travel data into a single cohesive system. This project demonstrates my understanding of web development, fundamentals, component-based architecture, API integration, and production-ready design principles. Thank you for watching.